Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. Try to be here as often as I can, usually several times per week, although my schedule lately over the summer has been difficult. Trying to plan for a move and not quite sure when that's going to happen. But anyway, in any event, we continue to make things happen when I can. This is a sign of hidden depression, this two-part series. And what are some signs of hidden depression? That's kind of what we're going to look at here. If you're dealing with emotional or mental instabilities, and a lot of people are, especially post-pandemic or during the pandemic, depending on how you're looking at things, would love to be of assistance to you with coaching. And so please feel free to reach out at PO Perception and or in the About Me section of this overall channel, and we can make something happen from there. So, what are some signs you're dealing with hidden depression? One, your work suffers. Now, it can suffer in one of two ways. You can either overwork and become obsessed with working, or you can underwork. So, basically, what happens is the cadence and balance in your life will be dramatically affected in a negative way, either over or under. And that's the thing. What happens is hidden depression causes us to swing in terms of our moods. And so, what happens is a person can either become overwhelmed with their need to get things done and the need for perfectionism, which causes them to force things forward in a way that they don't necessarily want to, or they completely give up because they feel like life is too far ahead of them and thereby create an illusion within themselves that they're never going to get the work done anyway, and so they'll kind of stall and quit. And this can cause people to sometimes, leave jobs behind that they normally would do or not keep their commitments, and ultimately leads to a lot of trouble. The next thing is the same thing goes for academic or other types of study. The promise to learn new things can either become hyper focused, where it's like the only way I'm ever going to get to the place of what I need in life is to be super focused on studying or learning new things. The other side of that would be is if a person feels like they can only get to a new place if they learn something new or they get somewhere new or something of that general nature. And so the creativity that is necessary to sustain growth in life is also a part of things. So if you notice that your creative efforts, be they musical or poetry or writing or film or any other creative outlet, art that you have, is becoming darker, more about sadness, more about loss, more about uncomfortable or darker emotions, that can be a sign of hidden depression. And a lot of times, what happens is we tell ourselves we're fine when we're really not, and the I'm fine becomes our default mechanism. And so, I'm fine is super dangerous because you can say that for a day, like pushing through. You can even say that for a few days if it's a really rough time. But when you've gotten to a place where it's a week or more, then your mind, body, and spirit is kind of looking at things going, well, wait a minute, when things are going to get better? Then the dominance of the thought is that things won't get better. And when that becomes your dominant thought, there's a lot of problems that can resolve from that and result from that. And so it's super important to look at life from the perspective of what am I trying to accomplish and am I actually getting anywhere. Time management becomes a problem. Either hyper focus, where you almost lose time because you're spending so much time on singular tasks that you lose track of all time, or you'll rest or sleep or eat or do other repetitive behaviors in a place where nothing that you need to get done with your day is ever really done. Faking that you're happy or pretending that you're happy becomes another major issue. And so faking happy can be something as simple as when other people are around you put on your happy face, or you put on the face that says you're fine, but when in reality it almost becomes exhausting because the minute they leave or they're not around you, you'll either, burst into tears, or you'll let go of anger, or you'll just feel physically and mentally and emotionally exhausted. So faking happy obviously is not a good way to go, but a lot of people do it because they don't know how to express their emotions in a healthier and more manageable, more balanced way. And so it becomes super important to get the help we need when we are becoming overwhelmed, and not after we're so overwhelmed we don't know how to function. And that becomes another thing. How do I know if I'm having enough of an issue that I need to ask for help? Coaching, counseling, working with a religious leader, all of these things, or preferably a team of people, is probably the best way you can get things done in that regard. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you, keep your feet on the ground and your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.